Hi guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to my channel Discover and Learn. Today I just thought of taking a speaking session. So I was wondering what topic should I take? And suddenly something struck to my mind. And then I finally decided that I'm going to speak on this topic today. So guys, on that note, welcome back to my channel. I am your communications coach and a soft skill trainer by profession, and I'm here to help you out with all your communications problems and to help you speak English fluently and confidently. But if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, quickly subscribe my channel, like and share my videos, do write your comments in the comment section, and do not forget to press the notification icon so that you get all my videos on time, free of cost, and access to all the amazing content on this channel. What you have to do is stay tuned, stay connected, and watch my entire video to master this skill. Now let's get back to the topic. Now, today I was just wondering what topic I should take. And when I looked outside, it was a beautiful morning. The weather has changed, the winds were cool, and everything was looking very beautiful. So I just thought of taking this topic of how to talk about weather at your place or how to talk about the weather. Okay, this is a very common topic which we discuss during conversations. When people call us or when we meet, if our friends or relatives or somebody comes from some other place, or our colleagues or clients, anybody comes from other place, they all talk about, so is this the weather or how is the weather here? They want to know, right? So this is a topic which is very much frequently used in our everyday conversations. So that is why I just thought of taking up this topic and speaking on this so that you also know how you can talk about the weather at your place or how is the weather outside. Any topic, anything, it's just that you have to talk about the weather. So you should know what things you need to keep in mind and how you can speak about on this topic. Okay. So first things first, I'm going to talk about the background. Okay. Or basically you can say it is an introduction. How you start off with talking about the weather at your place currently. Okay. So in my case, the weather was different till yesterday and today it has changed a lot. So what I'm going to say is the weather was very hot till yesterday. The summers were at its peak, the winds were hot, and the sun was very strong. It was very difficult to go out in the afternoon and stay in the sun. People were falling sick and the weather has become very unbearable. But since yesterday, things have changed. Suddenly, the clouds came in the sky out of nowhere and the winds became very cold or very cool. Okay, so this is the background or the introduction I'm giving, how it was till yesterday and how things changed. Okay, so this is about the introduction part. Now I'm going to talk about how it feels right now. Okay, the current situation I'm going to talk about right now. So when somebody asks you also about the weather, you can just talk about in general, like how the weather of your place is. And then the next portion you can come to is you can talk about the current weather. Right now, what is happening and how is the weather? Okay, so the sky is covered with clouds and we were expecting it to rain. It didn't rain yesterday. Okay, but the winds were very cool and it was very pleasant. The night was very pleasant. And after midnight, it started to get colder. Yeah, which was very surprising. It was very hot a day before and then suddenly things changed drastically. After midnight, we started feeling colder and I had to take a blanket also to feel warm. So that's how the weather changed. It felt very good at the time because it was a big relief from the scorching heat. We all understand how summers are. We all have witnessed summers. And when we get little relief from summers, it becomes a big deal for us. We really acknowledge that and we really love it. And we really are thankful to God to give a relief from the scorching heat. So it was the same in our case also yesterday. We thought that we are lucky that we got some relief from the heat. Today also when I woke up, the weather was very beautiful. The winds were very cold and I was just feeling a little cold, and it started raining also, but it didn't go on for a long time. Just 10 minutes it rained. But then the weather is cloudy and the winds are cold and the weather is very pleasant. We are not feeling the heat right now. We are not feeling hot. The weather is not at all hot right now. It's very cold, very pleasant, very nice. And we all are loving this weather. So this is how I am talking about the weather, the present weather, how it is feeling, how it feels right now. Okay. And then the last part, you can talk about anything you like. You can talk about what you like to do in this weather, or if you're planning to go out, or whatever your plans are to enjoy the weather, you can just talk about. Okay. As in my case, I'm going to talk about what I'm going to do or what I like doing during this weather. When the weather is a little pleasant, the winds are cold and you're not feeling the heat, I feel like drinking some coffee or tea. I also feel like having some good food, spicy, fried food. I don't have fried food every now and then or very often, but this weather is something which is very suitable for such foods and such kind of things, right? During summers, we don't like having tea or coffee, right? We feel like having lemonades or cold drinks or, cold water, etc. But this weather is very appropriate for tea, coffee, and having hot snacks or fried snacks or spicy snacks and food. So you start craving for good food. At least I start craving for good food. And the second thing is our moods are also uplifted. We start feeling good about everything around us, right? It's not depressing. It's not very irritating. It lifts your mood. This kind of weather lifts up your mood and you start enjoying the weather. You start enjoying your work. You start enjoying your daily routine or your daily task, right? As we all know, summers are a little unbearable, right? We can't stay for a long duration outside in the sun. We feel like staying in office or at home in the AC or under a fan, right? We feel like staying there. We don't feel like going out and roaming around in the sun. So that is very unbearable. And that is why summers are a little challenging. And when we get relief from summers, when it starts raining or it becomes cloudy or when it gets cool or colder, it feels very good for us and it is a great relief for us, right? And that is why we want to enjoy that phase. It just lasts for a day or two maximum, not more than that. But then it is a big relief and we want to enjoy that weather. And I think the weather around the world is changing, right? When I speak to my cousins, my friends, my relatives, and my brothers and sisters and my mom, so they also tell me like, sometimes the weather has changed, it has become colder, sometimes it's very hot, and sometimes it's raining. So they also keep on telling the same thing that, suddenly the weather changes, or suddenly it becomes very hot, suddenly it becomes very cold, or suddenly it starts pouring or raining. So this is happening around the world. So weather has changed drastically. And there are many reasons attached to it why climate is changing. Okay, deforestation or, the greenhouse effect or a lot of pollution from the factories or polluted rivers. Many things contribute to the climate change. And it is a big issue right now. People are taking it to the international platforms also, but nobody is doing anything for this. And we can actually see what is happening, right? What repercussions are there of climate change. Suddenly the weather changes. Suddenly a lot of diseases comes to surface and people become sick. So there are lots of things which is happening around the world due to weather change, right? So that is why we should start thinking of taking some initiatives of minimizing the pollution or contributing something to our environment so that our environment can be saved. Okay, there are lots of things which we can do. We can listen to a lot of discussions on environmental change or climate change and we can get some ideas from them so that we can implement it. Now we can start it from small things. We can start planting trees. We can start reducing pollution. We can start cleaning our rivers, right? And many things we can do to keep a our environment safe and to keep our environment clean and healthy. So these are small steps which can contribute to build a better environment for us or our future generations. If everybody starts thinking in the same way, things will definitely change. But only if everybody starts thinking and start taking small initiatives, right? So that is the only way we can save our environment. Now guys, see how I shifted from the weather at my place to climate change. This is how conversation happens, right? When you start talking about a particular topic, lots of things comes up and you start getting diverted from one topic to the other. So this is a natural conversation. This is a flow of the conversation. This is how conversation grows. So you have to keep in mind what all things you can add on in your communication, in your speech or in your conversations, right? You spoke about how the weather was. I spoke about how the weather was yesterday. I spoke about how it changed and what is the present situation. And then I started talking about how do I enjoy this weather? What do I like to do during this weather? And then I started comparing it with summers. And then suddenly I switched to climate change, right? I started talking about the discussion which I have with my mom or my brothers or my relatives or cousins who stay in different part of the world. And they also tell me the same thing, that suddenly weather has changed, suddenly it's very hot, suddenly it's very cold, suddenly it started raining or snowing. You know, these things comes up in our discussions also. And that is why I shifted the focus from weather to change in weather, and then at large the climate change and what are its repercussions and what we can do to prevent this, right? So this is how conversation flows. This is how natural conversation looks like. That this is how native speakers talk about in their conversations. Okay. So the next time when you are given a topic or when you speak on any topic, try to think about what more you can add to the topic. Now, I just switched to another topic with just taking an example, right? I was talking about the weather at my place and how it feels like and etc. etc. Then I suddenly took up the topic that I speak to my mom and my brothers and my relatives and cousins and friends and everywhere around the world. And they also tell me about the climate change. So this is a personal example which I gave, and then I switched it to the other topic, which is climate change, and then how we can control and what contributes to climate change. This is how I shifted the topic. So you can also start coming up with personalized examples, experiences to add more topics, to add or to shift the topic from one to the other. Okay, or to take the conversation to the next level. So these are the tricks or tips which we can follow to keep our conversation going, to keep it natural, to speak like a native or to speak like a pro in English. Okay, we need to give personalized examples or experiences or anything which we have witnessed or heard. We can just tell a story or give an example and then we can change the topic, right? So this is how conversation flows. We need to keep in mind some small basic things which will help us to keep the conversation going. So guys, start speaking on this topic. This is a very relevant and natural topic which we all speak on. So start speaking on this and you'll be able to speak to anyone, anywhere, on any topic, anytime. So guys, that's it for today. I'll see you in my next session. Until then, keep learning, keep speaking, keep watching and keep exploring. See you. Bye-bye and take care.